So let me ask you a question. Is your hotel's revenue as healthy as it could possibly be? In this explainer, we're going to use a medical checkup framework to diagnose those hidden revenue problems, prescribe a winning strategy, and ultimately guarantee some serious financial growth.
Look, every hotel owner wants to say their revenue is in perfect health, but honestly, the symptoms of a problem can be really subtle. Things like inconsistent occupancy, or feeling like you always have to run a promotion, or, and this is a big one, getting dragged into these damaging price wars. These are all signs of much deeper issues that, frankly, need a proper diagnosis.
So just like with our own health, the very first step to getting better is a proper diagnosis. And this isn't about guesswork, right? This is about performing a complete and totally thorough revenue health check to understand exactly what is going on under the surface.
And to find the real root cause, we have to run the tests. We've got to dig deep into your data to pinpoint exactly where revenue might be leaking out or where these huge opportunities are just being completely missed.
Now, this slide here shows you the key vital signs we need to check in a full revenue audit. This means looking at absolutely everything, from your booking window behavior to your ranking score on the OTAs, your online travel agents like Booking.com or Expedia. It even analyzes how well you're priced during those big citywide events to make sure you're maximizing those high-demand periods.
Okay, let's just focus on one of those vital signs for a second: rate parity. This is absolutely critical. Think about it. If a potential guest finds a cheaper price for your room on an OTA than on your own website, boom, you've instantly damaged their trust and you've pretty much killed your direct booking strategy. That consistency is just non-negotiable.
But data is only half the story. Think of this next part as kind of assessing your hotel's lifestyle. We have to review everything from the quality of your photos online to how accurate your room descriptions are to make sure the price you're asking for actually matches the value that guests perceive they're getting.
All right, so with that clear, data-backed diagnosis in hand, we can finally stop reacting and start planning. It's time to move to step 2, prescribing a personalized treatment plan for long-term financial health.
And this slide, wow, it brilliantly illustrates the absolute heart of the treatment. We're moving away from that old way of doing things, static, one-size-fits-all rates that usually just lead to reactive discounting. The new way is all about an intelligent, dynamic framework that adapts to real-time market demand, maximizing the revenue from every single room.
And this dynamic pricing, it's not just about pulling numbers out of thin air. No way. It's a disciplined, step-by-step prescription. You start with your baseline rates, but then, and this is so important, you build automated triggers that adjust those rates up or down as your occupancy changes. You create smart rules for discounts so they're strategic, not just desperate. The entire system is designed to make sure you never, ever leave money on the table.
A crucial part of this whole treatment is making sure you're competing in the right league. By identifying your true competitive set and highlighting what makes you unique, you can position your rates with confidence. This stops you from getting into those pointless price wars with hotels that aren't even your direct competition to begin with.
A great plan is nothing without flawless execution. And just as important, ongoing care. You can't just set it and forget it. You have to monitor the results constantly to make sure the treatment is working exactly like we intended. So, think of this as your regular follow-up appointment. It means we're continuously monitoring your key performance indicators. Things like your occupancy, your ADR, which is your average daily rate, and your RevPAR, which is basically revenue per available room. Tracking these vitals leads to clear, actionable recommendations to keep you ahead of the curve as the market inevitably shifts. So, we've walked through the diagnosis, we've got the personalized treatment plan, and we're doing the ongoing care. With all of that in place, what is the actual tangible result you can expect to see? What's the promise here?
So let's get down to it. When this entire framework is put into practice with real discipline, what does that recovery actually look like on your bottom line? Let's talk about the specific, measurable outcome.
A minimum of 10% revenue growth. And get this isn't compared to the market. This is above your hotel's own historical year-over-year performance. That right there, that's the commitment. A measurable, significant improvement to your financial health.
And this quote really gets to the core of the whole philosophy. This isn't about some one-time fix or just another piece of software. It's about creating a true strategic partnership that is completely dedicated to the long-term financial health and success of your hotel.
So we just laid out the entire path, from diagnosis all the way to a guaranteed recovery. We've seen the symptoms, we've seen the tests, and we've seen the treatment plan.
The only real question left is, when you look at your own hotel, what's the very first symptom you're going to address to start your journey to a healthier bottom line?